I'm not going to Repticon. I'm not going to Repticon.
Damn it.
Hello, Tarantula lovers. I'm Alex, and you're watching Tarantula Haven. No, it was not my intention to go to Repticon today. It's after the holidays, so I really didn't have a whole lot of money to spend. But after I saw what a friend of mine, Amanda Beasley, who runs Beasley's Exotics, posted on Facebook of her table, and she's got three tables with tarantulas, I decided that I needed to go. And I actually did come into some money, and it was not entirely unexpected. I was awarded this year's Teacher of the Year at our school, and that came with a little check. So I decided, my wife kind of talked me into it, that I should spend that money on something that I wanted, and so she talked me into going to Repticon. So that's why I went. But it was not entirely my decision as far as wanting to go. My daughter also wanted to go, and I was really happy about this because she was on a mission. She wanted to buy herself another tarantula. So I was really proud about that, and I was really happy to go help her and see if we could find what she was looking for. Here's a short clip of what we saw at Repticon. It was at a new venue, a new location, so I really didn't know what to expect. The other one was at the Shrine, the Morocco Shrine Auditorium in Jacksonville. Used to be a real large venue. This was a different place. So take a look at that, and then we'll come back and talk to you about what we got. So I'm at the Repticon, and they're holding it at a new location this time. They're holding it at the Jacksonville Ice Sportsplex. So this first time it's being held here. I don't know what happened with the Morocco Shrine, but I'm going to take a look, see what's up. I'm not really sure what I'm getting today. I'm just kind of looking around. And I know my daughter's looking for some stuff, so we'll talk about that later.
short fibrous hairs.
Yep. Yeah, they'll lay their web down, and then prey comes by. They'll like pick up on the vibrations.
What do you feed them?
Crickets, worms, roaches.
$30, Daddy. Yeah. Okay, let's go on the.
Put them on the lid.
On the lid, yeah.
Here, I got it. There we go. There we go.
No.
I know.
He likes you.
We were up for hours feeding yesterday, and she was trying to feed them, and they just it was funny. It was funny for me because I was watching.
I don't do this often, so babe.
Come on. Nope. See, yeah, they're so fun.
They just cling to everything.
Hooray!
What's wrong? No. What are we doing? I'm paying for this. Go ahead.
See, it's nice. Now be careful. They're a little bolty.
Yeah.
Okay, so just be aware of that.
So,
And they're very good jumpers.
okay. Which kind are you getting?
They're very good
Which
jumpers.
kind are you getting?
It's the Java Shield.
Oh, you
Oh,
want
the
two?
shield?
The same size, L4, L5? Okay.
What's that? You getting the shield, man?
Yeah, we get the shield.
So it's Elise.
Those are huge.
Remember, these are not communal. Okay. They will munch on each other. Let me just make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And did you want a habitat kit, starter kit, or you guys are good? No? Okay. 28?
So that was our experience at Repticon at the new venue in Jacksonville. It used to be at the Morocco Shrine, which was bigger, but this place wasn't too much smaller. But it seemed like there were a whole lot of arachnid vendors there, more so than I usually see. Did you agree?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch.
Yeah, and there were some that were selling other stuff, and then they had some arachnids as well. One unfortunate thing, though, it seemed like a lot of them had very high prices on their stuff. But, you know, we just didn't buy from those people. But we did have our regular people that we usually go to, and their prices were pretty decent. So that's who we did buy from. So what exactly were you looking for today when you went to Repticon?
I was looking for an Antilles pink toe and a fire leg, a Mexican fire leg.
Okay. So yeah, she loves the Carabiner versicolor, the Antilles pink toe. That's one of her favorite species, and she wanted a Mexican fire leg today, and that's what I was helping her look for. And we did find one. We were fortunate enough to find one. And why exactly did you want a Mexican fire leg?
I just really admired yours.
Okay, yeah, and that's the Brachypelma baby. So let's get the camera up here. Okay, so this is her Brachypelma baby that she picked up, the Mexican fire leg, and we got this from Mike at Exotic Kingdom, and he had very good prices on his tarantulas. So this one we got at a very good price. I'm not going to say what price because his prices are his deal, but he did cut us a deal because we always buy from him. But this is a very beautiful species right here, a specimen. It's a good size, and normally we'd probably pay a little bit more for this size. We did see another vendor that was selling them. How much was that vendor selling them for? $135, and that was not anywhere near what we paid for this because, yeah, like I said, they were charging crazy prices on some of them, and I think the one that they were charging $135 for was actually a juvenile, but yeah, that's pretty high, but that's what happens once they get a certain size. But this is a very well established sling, and you would expect to pay a little bit more than that for those. So this one is another species that you picked up, and what is this one?
Brazilian black.
Yeah, so she got a Grammostola pulchra, and this one is actually a species that is near and dear to our hearts because this was your first tarantula, wasn't it?
Actually, no. My
No?
first tarantula was a pink toe.
Oh, that's right. But this was a species that she really wanted, and we both bought one years and years ago, and hers turned out to be male, so she was willing to buy another one and try for female. So again, this one we got from Exotic Kingdom, and this is another very well established specimen, and it's a good size. So we got a really good deal. Most of these are selling for about $100 online, which is actually what he was charging for them, but he cut us a deal because we always buy from him. So I thank you very much for that, Mike, because you made our day. And so that is her Brazilian black. And there's one more thing that we picked up, or she picked up, that we were not really expecting to get. And what is this one?
The Java Shield Praying Mantis.
Yeah. So this is a Java Shield Mantis, and I'll post the scientific name because I don't know the scientific names of mantis. But it was a surprise. It was right next to Mike's little setup there. And these guys were Jack's mantids, I think, or Jack's mantises. And I've never seen them before, but they had several praying mantis. And this is a Java Shield Mantis, and beautiful species. They get to about, what, 4 inches?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 inches. And we tried before with mantids. We ordered a new Theca and hatched it, and we had a whole bunch of babies, but we weren't doing very well, so we ended up releasing most of them. But yeah, we're going to try our hand at it again. And this is a little bit more of an exotic species than what we had. So hopefully we'll do better with this one than we did with the other little babies that we had. And once you get them on your finger, they don't want to get off. All right, so give us a chance to put this guy up, and we'll continue. So I was really happy that she was wanting to get a tarantula today, and actually she was kind of looking for 2 tarantulas, and she had a little bit of Christmas money left over to spend. And I thought it was cool that she got what she was looking for. The Grammostola pulchra was a little bonus there. It wasn't what she was looking for, but that is a species that is near and dear to both of our hearts because that kind of is what got me going as far as collecting seriously, because she wanted that several years ago and she really wanted one bad. We happened to go to it was the National Reptile Breeders Expo, and we found 2. The person only had 2. I think we paid about $60 at the time, and we ended up getting 2. One ended up being males, hers, and I think mine is female. I'm not positive on that yet. I have tried to sex it, but it's a little bit difficult. It's been difficult. Hopefully here soon, if she molts again, I'll be able to tell the sex of that. So anyway, this is my haul right here. This is what I picked up. So I'm going to go ahead and go over that with you. And one of the ones that I picked up, and I also picked up a Grammostola pulchra, and this one is also a very good size, and I was pretty happy to pick that guy up because, like I said, we really love them, and hopefully I have a female. But if I don't, this increases our chances of getting a female. So if hers turns out male again, at least I'll have this one as a backup, and that way she can get herself a female. But yes, we love the Grammostola pulchra. So this is something that we've been wanting, and we have them, but it didn't turn out to be quite what she wanted. So the other one that I picked up, and this is a Brachypelma auratum, and I already have 2. But when I bought these originally, I ended up having one that died in a molt over the winter because it dried out. So I wanted to pick up another one. Again, I want to get a female of these. So this is a tinier sling. It's not as big, but the price was right. It was actually an excellent price. way less than I would have paid for online. So I couldn't pass this up. This is one of my favorite species as well. So I picked that up. And the other one that I picked up is a species that I have not gotten yet, and that is the Pelanobius muticus, which is known as the king baboon. And I've been wanting one of these, but I've been kind of on the fence. Very similar to my circumstance with the OBTs. I just never really got one because it was one of those things where it was very common in the shows. So I always figured I'd get one next time. And I just never did. So, but it was also a thing of not knowing, their temperament is supposed to be pretty bad. They're quite defensive, all that kind of stuff. So, I held off long enough, and I figured it was time to go ahead and get one. So this one is also a pretty decent size. Now he's very bolty, so I'm going to be real careful with him. But yeah, I decided I needed a king baboon in my collection. Now this next one is one that I picked up from Beasley's Exotics, and this is a Tapinochinus violaceus. That's a mouthful. It's hard for me to say. So yeah, this is commonly known as the purple tree spider, and it is a very beautiful species from, I believe, Guyana and Brazil, and they get very, very purple as they get older, and are just very beautiful. So I wanted to get one of these, and she happened to have some. So I had a little bit of money left over after that, and I decided I needed to get one I need to buy something from Amanda because she's so kind to me. And so that's what I ended up picking up. So these guys are a little bit bolty too, so I decided I'm not going to open up and maybe spook it out, but I think you can see pretty good. One thing I love about Beasley's Exotics is that she usually has these nice little containers, these enclosures. So when you buy your stuff from her, a lot of times you don't have to rehouse them for a while because they already come in their own enclosures. So that's a really cool thing. Another cool thing was that she knew that I had lost one of my Cosmos elegans. And so she decided she was going to give me a freebie. So I ended up getting a free Cosmos elegans from Amanda Beasley from Beasley Exotics. And it is also very tiny. So I'm going to have to be real careful with this little guy. And it is very difficult to see. In fact, I'm having a hard time seeing it in there. So I'm not even going to bother trying to dig it out or anything like that, because I don't want to risk losing another one. But yes, that was a really cool thing of her. So thank you very much, Amanda. I really appreciate the freebie. So for these next three pickups, I pulled out my little piece of driftwood here that I use for photography and stuff. And I too bought some stuff from the Mantis guy, from Jack's Mantids. I couldn't pass it up. These species that I picked up here, I've seen them in pictures. I've admired them. I love them. I just didn't see myself taking care of them or anything like that. So it helped to have somebody there at Repticon who could talk to us about it and tell us about their care and everything. And even said, if you have any questions, just email them or drop them a message on Facebook or something like that, and he would help us out. So it made me feel a whole lot more comfortable about it. And the prices were actually really excellent, because I've seen them way more expensive than that online. But I guess the prices are going down on these things or something, but they weren't as expensive as what I've seen. Now, this little critter right here, this is a jewel mantis, and I'll pull that one out and put it on the stick there so we can admire it. So these little guys I've seen in pictures a lot, and they are just so beautiful with their coloration and everything. And I just love that they get that it almost looks like a little bullseye pattern on their back and on their wings, and then they've got a pretty cool defensive display where they spread their wings out and they're just really colorful. So it was just something that I could not pass up. They were just beautiful. The price is right. And mantis are they're so neat. They're just so intelligent looking, and I love the way they sway, and They just walk around with a purpose. So it was definitely a something that I could put forth the money and not feel bad about it, and use it as a learning experience. So knowing that this guy is real close here in Jacksonville, I could potentially buy more from him in the future. So that's definitely something that I wouldn't mind doing if I'm successful with it. And these next two are also mantids, and these are highly sought after as well. And these are known as the ghost mantis. And these are some that we've really wanted to look into. They're just so interesting. They look like little aliens. So again, definitely wanted to try them out, and the price was right. And of course, it didn't hurt that we've got somebody local that could help us out. So we decided to go ahead and get these. So there we go. And from what I understand, these can be kept communally within reason. Come on, little guy. But they're so interesting in that they look like leaves, and they even sway like leaves and just give off that appearance. But they look like little aliens, and they kind of like to hang upside down, which is a little bit weird. But yeah, just one of those species that we wanted to try out, and we've always wanted one, just never pulled the trigger on it. But we had the opportunity, the price was right. And I didn't realize that there were different variations of them. This one, of course, is a lighter one, and this is a darker one. So yeah, we picked up one of each. And he acts like he doesn't want to move around too much. So those were our Repticon pickups today. And my son Evan actually went with us. He lives in Jacksonville, about 7 minutes away from the venue. So it was pretty cool to go pick him up and then go. And he actually picked up some stuff too. I think he bought himself a giant vinegaroon, and I don't know the name of the species. And his sister picked him up a Java shield mantis, so he was really happy about that. He is the one that absolutely adores praying mantises, so that was a cool thing for him. So yeah, it was a neat family experience. We all went, we all ended up getting something, and hopefully we'll do well with them and have fun raising them together and enjoying them. So that wraps it up for me today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. If you want to support this channel, I do have a Redbubble store where I sell Tarantula Haven merchandise, and all the proceeds from the merchandise will go directly to help grow and support this channel. Until next time, keep loving them tarantulas and praying mantis.